What's up, world? It's your man, Amore King, lyricist, CEO of the Immaculate Ones, and most importantly for today's topic at hand, founder of Dope Though. Now, you never know which Dope Though family members are going to be on from episode to episode, but you know we always coming with that fire. Right now, you are tuned into the Dope Though podcast. You gotta hear this.
What's up, y'all? I am Renee with the Dope Though podcast. I am stepping in for Chelsea. She is busy at the moment. So this is the Dope Though podcast, a music and pop culture discussion that we have every week. I have with me today Virgil, aka Methodical One. I have DJ Suspense. I have King Ackland, and of course, our resident comedian, Baron Lee.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, unless y'all want to say something, let's jump right in and get started.
Let's get it.
Topic.
So last week we talked about how Draya, Michele, and Jocelyn Hernandez wanted to be a part of the remake of Players Club. And they wanted to play Diamond. So Lisaraye responded.
What'd she say?
She said that she would prefer an unknown actress to have the role. She says she doesn't want somebody that is known to have the pressure of living up to that role.
Or she was being nice and being like, "Hey, you bitches can't really act."
I can't do that. I'm brown.
You can
still do the Players Club. I mean, you in Texas, you be all right, you know what I'm saying?
Is it a remake though or a sequel?
Yeah, Avion Crockett is playing Dollar Bill this time.
So. Come on, dog.
Nah, get out of here.
You lying, right?
You wouldn't watch it if he played Dollar Bill?
Hell no.
Yeah, man. Wait, what if it was D-Ray though? I think D-Ray would do all right. They both from Chicago. They might as well.
No, I'm good. I just don't think it needs to be remade at all. Leave.
I don't really think it matters what Lisaraye thinks unless she's gonna be doing the movie or funding the movie or producing the movie. Don't matter what she thinks. They gonna pick the best person for it.
But I get where she's coming from. Like if I play, say, Superman and I'm like Superman forever in that sense of being, and someone would say, "Hey, this new guy's taking your previous role. How do you feel about it?" Yeah, they gonna. If you asking me a question, it's not gonna be like my word is law. But I get where you're coming from, saying like, yeah, give this opportunity to reboot a classic to somebody who needs that reboot to actually start up their career that way.
Classic. That's the sense of the word classic. I mean, it's a hood classic, but I don't think we ain't going too much further than that, bro.
Black people say it's a classic, Verge.
Verge is a classic. But
don't you do that, Verge?
If Suspense is right. They gonna cast whoever they want to. But she's always gonna be tied to that movie. So of course she can say whatever she wants.
Y'all keep fucking around. It's gonna be easy as hell.
Ice Cube is grasping for straws right now for some reason, trying to get back in the good graces of the Negroes after he pulled that shit with Trump. So he's trying to get a Players Club reboot. He's saying what Warner Brothers or whoever is refusing to drop a Friday sequel. We don't need.
And you wanted to do Players Club? Nigga, you right there in the last video. You right there in the last movie. You think you're gonna get our graces back from that? This isn't the one. This ain't the one. Pick another one. Do Are We There Yet 3 or something? I don't know.
Right part of the last movie.
I mean, what he did with Trump is what he did with Trump. I just think, dude, we to the point now where they just not, I don't know, man, with black movies, they real iffy. Like, if it ain't one of the hot black directors or you ain't a woman right now, hey, man. Hey.
We gotta start rebooting these white coat classics and just put a black cast on it. I think that'd be dope.
They gonna burn Burn all the
We always do it on Facebook. We always be saying, "Hey, if Batman had a black cast, Jamie Foxx would be the Joker." And stuff. I was like, that would be kind of hard. I don't know.
No, it wouldn't, because black people would never deal with that, bro. And Batman's just gonna shoot the fucking Joker, bro. He's not gonna let that keep going on.
But there's a parallel universe that's already like that. But that
he's just gonna shoot him, bro. Like he gonna be like, bro, we're not doing this.
But you bring up a good point. One of the movies that I liked would be like, I wonder what it would be if it was all black kids, like Superbad. Like if there was all black kids.
Oh, they would all go to jail. Yeah. Like the movie would have been over in 5 minutes. The moment they got pulled over by the cops, bro, it'd have been a totally different movie. And it turns into shot.
Come on, y'all.
Get out, bro. Let's be honest.
Come on, man. Y'all gotta be.
You see what he's getting at? He's talking about a movie, though.
Come on, man.
I think
y'all talking about real life. Y'all talking about real life. He's talking about a movie.
I'm talking about we at the epitome of black culture. We don't need it. We get out.
I got the trailer.
I'll take it though. I'll take what was it?
Superbad. In a world where black lives
a black version of Superbad. I know that'd be hilarious.
Nah, I take a black version of 40-Year-Old Virgin. I think that shit would be crazy funny.
I feel like that was along the lines of the same deal though, because we had some black people in there. It was still pretty good.
What are you talking about? Superbad? I mean,
no, I'm talking about 40-Year-Old Virgin.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
You know the dude that played MC Hammer? He was like the cold, funny guy, whatever.
I mean, we'll flip it then. We'll do the black version. Had 2 white people.
Hey, bro, sound like the Dave Matthews Band right there, bro. We just gonna flip it around.
I say, what black guy is playing the 40-year-old version? You're gonna be like, I can't even think of one person.
To play the 40-year-old version, fucking have Drake, bro.
You know Drake ain't going for that. That's the smoothest man on earth. Speaking of Drake.
Pop Smoke's debut album, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, is the longest running #1 R&B hip hop album on Billboard since 1990.
What was the span? What's the span?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
R&B though?
Huh? Asking for a whole lot.
Somebody didn't do their research.
R&B. Somebody tell me like R&B. Well, we get real loose with that term R&B, bro. Like,
I think they just lump it together. It's like you niggas only get one.
Yeah, they've been doing that shit.
Yeah, it's R&B / hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've been doing that though. They've been doing that, Virgil. You know they have. They've been loose with that.
Is the album that good to be charting that long though?
It's dope. The album's actually really dope, bro.
I think it's
dope. I didn't ask was it dope. I said is it that good to be charting for that long?
I think it ties into one of the later questions too, though. But that's a good point.
Because I'm not big on Pop Smoke. That's just me.
I got what you need.
Last week.
I mean, you know, shout out to 50 because 50 was the one that finished that album for real. So, like, I mean,
I wonder how much he got off that.
So, yeah, it dropped October 7th, 2020.
That's wild.
Yeah, and they just dropped another soundtrack for the upcoming movie Boogie that's got like 7 unheard of Pop Smoke songs because he's actually in the movie too. He plays the character.
I saw that.
Pretty. It gave me 2005 crossover vibes. I like it, man. Them basketball movies, rivals and stuff. I like it.
So Square just acquired a majority, or is going to acquire a majority stake of Jay-Z's Tidal. Let me move. That's what.
Wait, hold on. So here's the thing. It's not a majority stake. He's still keeping 50% of Tidal. What people don't understand is he is still on the board and still owns 50%. So
I thought it was 51-49.
Nah, he still from what I was reading, they said he still owns 50-50, but it doesn't matter. People are like, oh man, he sold out. How? Because now
don't nobody use Tidal, bro.
I try to use Tidal, man.
Artists the most.
They do, but that's why, and they still don't use it like that. You're gonna go to your friend, hey, bro, you can find my new song on Tidal. They're gonna go to Spotify or Apple Music, and that's why Apple Music and Spotify
because they like lining the white man pockets.
Hey, bro, Apple Music the worst. Apple Music pay less money than YouTube does, and that's
let me tell you why I will never ever subscribe to Apple Music. because the amount of money we pay for these iPhones, that shit should come with it.
Big facts.
I'm not gonna pay for
Hey,
Apple
real
Music.
talk.
I
Real
refuse.
talk.
You get a
Get on your
couple months
pedestal,
free.
bro.
I refuse to pay for Apple Music.
Well, I say sponsor me. I'm gonna be on Apple for sure. That's just me though.
Nah, I mean, I feel them. They got the largest streaming. I mean, technically, they got the largest streaming platform, especially since they got rid of what is that? iTunes or whatever. So now, I mean, if you own Apple, you really ain't got no fucking choice but to deal with it. So I mean, I get it, but
what do y'all think of this deal though?
I mean, it's a good thing for. I mean, this dude's gonna make more money. It's a business deal. I mean, this dude's an excellent businessman, and that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
these last two episodes back to back, Jay-Z has been making chess move after chess move, and we understand that this is all wrapping up into something big for 2021. We don't know what he's got up his sleeve, but that man is Houdini right now. He's got a lot going on.
Right, and he's worth what? Because of the deal, he's now worth $1.4 billion, bro. Like that's a 40% growth in your bottom line. That's crazy to me.
Is he rich? Is he richer than Dr. Dre yet?
Yeah, he been richer than Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre still ain't crossed over the Billy mark. Dr. Dre's at like 987.
Okay, so he had the $1 billion.
I thought he did at one point.
Nah, he just had a $1 billion deal with Beats.
Yeah, and he didn't. He didn't own as much. He ended up getting like something like that. It was wild.
So let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this question, man. Y'all don't see anything contradictory between what Jay-Z preaches to fans in music? Keep your ownership, Black owned, support Black owned, and then him selling his Black owned stuff off.
No, not at all. Because I think that's a part of owning a business eventually for it to be so successful. Yeah, if you want to cash out, cash out. That ain't no different from having stock, bro. That ain't no different from like having that certain amount of understanding, like, okay, it's time for me to venture out into a new business or still have my foot in where I can have equity whatsoever. So I get where he's coming from on a sense of like, yeah, you know, Square's getting whatever. I still got 50%, but it's a generational wealth thing, man. As like, so I'm gonna tell you right now, if somebody came to me with Big Bros and was like, I want 51% for a Billy, I'm gonna be like, oh, so I still get to keep 49 and y'all pay us residuals? I'm gonna be like, bet. Because I mean, you build scale, that is what you do. Like that's how you do it. And then you go into other areas and you do the same thing. Like that's how you keep the generational wealth coming, and that's how you break the curse, man. Like it has to be done. It's the way it works.
And I think on top of that too, like what's he gonna do next that's gonna be Black owned and help Black people? I think so. Reading up on this particular deal, right? So the Tidal's original owners, they're gonna become the second largest group of stakeholders in the company. So who knows what he's gonna do next with using this? And Jay, like I said, Ho's on the board of directors now at Square. So he's infiltrated Square to possibly, who knows what they're gonna do that's gonna impact our black folks.
He gonna buy Lisaraye.
So who knows? I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm sure he got something up his sleeve, right?
So I have an idea / question. What I would like to see him do next, and being that it's only been one other rapper that's ever did it, is to actually start like a real deal distribution label. Instead of being up under one of the, what is it? Only 3 of them now. Yeah, 3 major distributors.
Yeah. It's only one. It's only one other deal with Tidal. That would go hand in hand with that, I guess. But
I think I would like to see that too, or somebody.
It's only been one rapper that's ever done that.
And who is that?
Master P.
Master P. I had a feeling.
That's it.
Master P.
What was it called? Gutter Music. That was the name of the distribution label.
Classy.
That man has done everything under the sun.
But he's the only one that's ever done it out of all of these guys that's become all of this big time, big money, and the Jay-Z's and the Puff Daddies and the Birdmans. Nobody's ever done a distribution label for some reason.
And you said it was called Gutter Music?
Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
But see, he was big enough.
Sound kid friendly.
I mean, they was pushing enough records back in the day, man. It made sense. You know what I mean? Like they was pushing numbers.
But Master P did this on their downturn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
P
was
doesn't-
way
P doesn't
after the
play
height of No
himself.
Limit.
P had his hands in pretty much everything, man. If you think back
He did.
to Master P's,
I mean,
like
he still
prime
does
days.
now. Like,
Yeah, I was like, yeah, P just moved differently. Like,
yeah, now
like
he's
I
got
think
that
they conduct
generational
business
wealth.
differently. Like P, 100% on everything
You know?
for the most part.
That's
Okay.
just what I like to see more of. That's just me.
Let's
Yeah.
move on.
Okay.
good stuff.
We done talked about Jay-Z for like 4 episodes in a row.
Hey, he's
Um,
making
Right.
moves.
Hey, money moves though. Like, you gotta make the money moves.
So Lauren London is finally getting back into acting, and she's going to be in the Jack Ryan. What is it? What's the author's name? I forget.
Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy Without Remorse with Michael B. Jordan. I've read the book, and everybody's like, "Oh, she's finally getting back out there," and I'm like, "She gonna be in the movie for like 15 minutes."
Yeah, I didn't get I don't know
She
anything
gonna
about
die.
the book.
Like,
I don't know anything about the books or the games or anything like that. But I'm like, what's the big deal? It didn't seem like she had a huge part. I didn't know what the big deal was.
in the book,
I'm be,
the book and the movie is not the same, but
Oh, okay.
from what I know about the book, in the movie, she gonna die.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen that from the trailer.
dang, spoiler. Damn.
I mean, the
the
book
book
Yeah,
been
came
out
they
out
for
show
like
it in the
25
trailer
years.
though.
in the 90s.
I don't want to read the damn book. How about that?
What's the like why like I don't know. Maybe I'm because I don't know much about, the books or whatever, but like why is it a big thing that she's doing a movie? Like she's an actress. Why is that so surprising to
I guess
everybody?
because
That's what I just said.
Because
Yeah.
of Nipsey and
She
all
had-
that.
No, she's had
That's
guys. She's had that grieving time since the Nipsey situation. Although she was still filming the BT show or whatever at the time, to be on a big screen after all of that. Yeah, we haven't seen her in movies since that incident.
we seen her in
So-
movies.
But we didn't see her in movies like that before that.
No.
Last
She was
movie I
in, she was in the
remember
Hood Classic.
He's talking about since then, I guess.
Oh, so we gonna act like we don't remember this Christmas? We gonna act like we don't remember that?
This
All right,
Christmas
I love this
was
Christmas.
like 10 years ago.
that was cool.
That was like 10 years ago, bro.
Okay, so for my take on it, because I saw the trailer before I even knew what was going on. So I was just like, it looks like I, for one, love the idea of saying, okay, we got another black action hero, because that's what I get out of that. We need more roles of that rather than being, the drug dealer, basketball playing, rap star. If we can get more,
Getting Slave and what's another one? Pimp. All of that stuff.
Sassy Black Friend.
come on,
Those are my favorite.
y'all,
I'm
we be
with you on that. I think we talking about what was the big deal about Lauren being in the movie though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
The movie looks good. It looks like I'm gonna check it out, but I don't know what the big
Dude.
deal is about her being in
The
the movie.
book was great.
I say it like this.
I probably
The more-
won't check it out.
the more black power that's in the movie, the better for me. I appreciate that. Plus, I love Lauren, man. That's
I mean, Noah, I'm cool because I'm gonna watch it, but like, bro, they gotta chill on Michael B. Jordan being in like every single major franchise
Let
ever.
him
he's dope, bro. He's dope.
He is,
Yeah.
he's been 3 superheroes, and they like, man, we gonna let it be Superman. Chill, like, chill, bro. Just let
He's winning right now, man.
Let
I
this
ain't
nigga
gonna lie.
Let him get his money, dog.
let him breathe, bro.
Yeah, he got to get
Yeah,
that
but
money.
you want him to get his money, but you don't want to be like, hey, yo, that's the nigga that fucked Superman all the way up, bro. Like, don't be that
That ain't
guy.
happened yet. I can't
Nah,
see
so
Ben
I
it.
think
Affleck.
if anything, I think the best role he would get is like the John Henry Superman, if you remember that guy. Shaq
Oh,
tried
you
to
mean
shit really
Shaq?
work
Shaq
out.
Steele, bro? You gonna talk about Shaq
Nah,
Steele
we-
right now? You ain't
nah,
gonna
we
act like
don't-
that don't exist, bro.
I reboot it, bro. Reboot
You
it.
gonna reboot the Steel?
Lord.
Is
Alright.
Shaq gonna come back out of retirement? Oh, I'm back.
He might. And it's his son. That do some shit like it's his son or
Icy
something.
Hot.
Nephew.
Well, they will have
Well,
to, dog, because
come
Steel
on, son,
is
let's go get
literally
some Papa
based off
John's.
Shaq, bro. Like, Steel
Yeah.
too damn big, bro. Like, Michael B. Jordan
He
ain't
gonna,
like.
and Shaq
that
getting
big.
another movie, he's gonna sponsor everything he got going, bro. I got you some Papa John's, son. Hey, hop in this Buick real quick.
The general.
I'm gonna drive you over here to get
Hey,
you some Icy Hot. Come on.
did you,
I
instead of
thought
saving
he
the kid,
does Icy Hot. I thought he did Gold Bond. I thought he was
he
Whatever.
did
it
one of them shit.
It was Icy Hot, I
It
believe.
was Icy Hot.
I thought he did
Yeah.
gold. He did the gold bar.
He might did both of them. Shaq get money.
He done did all of them.
Yeah, he's getting money, man.
Instead of saving the old lady from the burning cars, you're gonna say, you can save more time with the general.
With the general.
All of them. For real. He done did them commercials in them little bit ass Buicks. No one
He's tight in that Buick. There ain't no way.
Hey, bro.
Tight in that Buick.
No way.
Hey, now, as a guy who sold cars and I'm 6'3" and I don't fit in that bitch, bro, then I know he don't fit in that bad boy. Now, why you lying, dog? You ain't.
That's why they don't film him getting in and out. They just film him sitting in it.
Sitting in
Right,
that shit.
bro. It ain't y'all lying to us, bro.
His arch nemesis is gonna be a free throw line.
Oh my God.
In the movie.
All right, y'all. Stop slandering the greats. So Fivio Foreign has been accused of sexual assault by some woman on Instagram. Is this not the first time that he's been accused of such? I feel like it's not. I also don't really know who Fivio Foreign is.
Favi, movie, smacking old girl on the booty. Now you going to
That's how it
what
go.
it is.
I don't know nothing about him, man.
Hey,
My thing
all
is,
I know
like,
is that song was cool. Drake was on it, and I don't know Favi like that to really care. He runs with toys, so obviously the kid is bad news. Clearly.
My thing is like, dog, why y'all keep messing with these Instagram girls, bro? Like, have y'all not learned yet? Like,
They
and
like
then why you being you got all this, why you messing up your bag doing dumb shit, dog? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I can speak. I can speak on this 20,000 follower type deal. It's power, bro. Sometimes you feel like you got to test your game or whatever. Feeling like you the up next rapper or whatever. You going viral. You doing stuff. So yeah, you shooting your shot anywhere you can go. It's messy, obviously, because here's the situation. But beforehand, yeah, you caught up in the thrill, man. You in the thrill of being a superstar in your neighborhood, and now you being on the radio and doing songs with Drake. Shoot, I mean, if you really go through the crossfires of it, man, Lil Baby just got caught in the allegation not too long ago, and that's another Drake feature that went wrong in a sense. But he's still prospering. But if anything, I would say in this situation, man, let this be a lesson learned not to be messing around with just anybody.
But I mean, Brie Renee, hit us with some knowledge. What's wrong with these dudes? You got anything?
I think men are stupid. Anyway.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Men like what they like. And if the whole reason that men try to get money, the whole reason that men try to get fame is to be able to date women that in any other situation would be considered out of their league. And that's exactly what he did. He went for Instagram models who have big booties, big titties, out of control bodies, weaves down to their butt cheeks and their kneecaps. And if that's what he like, that's what he like. But you gotta deal with the consequences. It ain't my business.
Why y'all
he got people signing NDAs. That's his fault.
Hey, I feel that on the NDA. You think they would have learned that after R.
You gotta sign an NDA, and I'm taking your cell phone until it's time for you to go.
Be ambitious. Be ambitious. Yeah.
So Bree's the only woman on here today, and it's International Women's Day. I just think that we should just be real toxic on this episode.
Absolutely. Y'all are on every episode, especially since Suspense is here now.
I knew I chose the right day to
Just saying, man.
Wait a minute.
Let it roll.
I've not said anything toxic.
Suspense is behaving today. I'm proud.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm proud.
I feel like Suspense just like extra high. Like
not yet. Not yet.
Hey, I can never trust Spence with the glasses, bro. With the boyfriend.
No.
I know he keeps his glasses on like he in the Matrix, bro. Like I feel like, hey, now hold on, Morpheus, chill out.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. I feel like he was hitting me with that one.
I'm putting the glasses back on.
Okay.
All right. So Janet Jackson has a 2-night documentary dropping on the 40th anniversary of her debut album. I just wanted to add some women to the topic list because we be talking about dudes all the time.
That's dope.
I think that's dope for her. I don't know that I want to watch this documentary. Like,
it's a 2-night.
The Jackson 5 movie traumatized me enough. I'm good.
But the thing is they never told it from her. They've never told it from her side. And to be honest, like they kind of pushed her aside in all the movies. Like, oh, Janet's here, but they like, they just kind of pushed her to the side and they focused on the Jackson 5. And I actually
she was
want to
Kenny
hear
from Good Times, bro.
I mean, she was, but I still want to hear it from
It
her
was called
side.
the Jackson 5.
I want to hear
Wasn't
it,
no
but I
Janet
still want
in
to see.
Is this
Ain't
on
nobody come here
Lifetime?
to see you, Janet.
If it's on Lifetime,
See,
I'm
that's
good,
what I'm
bro.
saying is
I'm good.
Janet better. Janet
Like,
deserves better than Lifetime, yo.
bro. Yeah,
But do we really need two?
Shit, Aaliyah was better than
I think it's on
Lifetime.
two different channels.
You breaking up, Bree.
Your connection is Babbage.
See?
That's it.
Texas on the
We on our toxic shit, Bree. We can't hear you.
Your connection is hot dog water.
I swear to God, though, if I cut this documentary on and Flex is playing Janet Jackson, bro, like he played Michael Jackson.
Nah, that.
Bro,
It's gonna be on. It's gonna be two channels. It's gonna be on Lifetime and A&E, and it's gonna be 4 hours long.
Dang,
What? No
trash
way.
channels.
Both nights?
How long? You
Hey
said how
man, I
long?
might have to catch the
2
abridged
nights,
version.
4 hours long, so it's gonna be 2
Well,
hours.
I mean, she got a long career, so it'll cover the beginning and then it'll cover towards the later years, especially.
I need
after
her
the
to clear
titty
up
pop.
one thing.
I don't got this much time.
I need her to clear up that Bobby Brown situation that they did on the New Edition joint.
Oh, they ain't gonna talk about it at all.
They gotta talk about it.
You gonna slide right by that shit.
This is your opportunity to clap back and tell your side. Tell your side, Janet. I want to know. And tell us about the Super Bowl while you're at it, because I want to know what was going on between you and Justin.
Oh, they're definitely going to touch on that, especially since Justin Timberlake put out an apology not too long ago.
He apologizes for everything he does, man.
Hey, man, I ain't mad about it. Shout out.
He apologized for saying, I'm going back to my roots and putting out a country album. Nigga, you've been stealing from black folks all this time. Now you're going back to your roots.
Preach it, sis. Preach it.
Timberland definitely gave him that career.
And Pharrell enabled him, but that's not the point.
Not just Timberland, Pharrell did too, man. Y'all forget that first album was co-produced by both. So,
I mean, be that as it may, man, I don't see Justin be the guy to say N-word behind the closed doors. I feel like Justin Bieber got away with that, and we just let him slide. And he got blacker by the day, unfortunately.
I mean, we got people, Asian people and white people and Latino people blackfish every day, B.
See, I feel like with that, I don't know, man. If the struggle is somewhat similar, then it's cool. But if you start to feel like you the superior type, and then you hit me with that, okay, now I feel like this is coming from a place of oppression.
I don't know. Like he's just gonna punch him regardless. He's just gonna matrix punch somebody because that's what he look like right now, bro. Like he look like Morpheus now. Like he's gonna tell me I need to take the blue pill, bro.
Who? Suspense.
See how far.
I'm not doing no fight. I'm a lover, not a fighter. You know what I'm saying?
See how far the rabbit hole goes and shit.
Right. Don't let him lie to y'all.
Suspense. I feel like they won't ride you, get you going so bad, dog.
I know, man. They want me to show out, man. They want me to show out, dude.
Sorry, what if I told you this weed was actually spice?
I know you like to get wet, bro. You see, come like
See, you see how y'all doing? But I'm the toxic one, though, Bree. Okay.
It's only because we're there, bro. That's all.
Am I toxic because I find a joke in every situation? I don't think that made me toxic. I think that makes me humorous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
shit is funny.
Spence, you said you was for the streets. That's why you toxic, bro. Like, that was on you, bro. Like, we didn't say that. You said you for the streets.
They love me, though.
Right, so what's the next topic?
Oh, y'all ready now?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, ain't the moderator supposed to stir it?
I was just letting y'all get your men time in during.
Yeah, you gotta get your shit off.
So Jhené Aiko is hosting the Grammy Awards premiere ceremony. I haven't watched the Grammys since I was a child, so I don't really know what that is. I also don't know why why would they or why would they not pick her to host it?
They're gonna let the Pussy Fairy do it, huh? That's what they gonna do?
I thought you was gonna be talking about some groceries or some shit like that, because
I mean, don't get me wrong, she's beautiful and obviously presentable to do so, but I'm just like, they could have did better. You could have got somebody that was a little bit more entertaining.
True.
Why not get a comedian? I don't understand why you don't get like.
You know what's gonna happen if they do a comedian? Tiffany damn Haddish every time.
Oh,
Ready? It's just gonna be bruh. Kevin Hart didn't give you enough jokes. You need to figure something out.
That's rude. That's rude.
Well, I mean, she changed woman, man. She would comment, bro. Let Erica you host it. There you go. You want some entertainment?
Wait. Is she with Common for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her
Like
man.
dating.
Yeah.
Ah,
You know that?
That's her. They've been together.
I ain't never
Been
knew.
bald and everything, bro. Like she's super bald too. Like
You
super
took your
bald.
girl, dog.
That's a weird. Nah, it's just a weird. I don't know. I don't see
Now
that.
she bald headed. Dang.
She definitely
Yeah.
bald.
Virtual.
You got a nigga that used to. You got a nigga who used to break dance and a girl who used to be funny. That's interesting.
He said used to be damn. Like can't give me that no.
That's a lot of shit. That's a lot of
I
shit.
mean, on International Women's Day too, he was like, "She used to be funny." Hey, bro,
I feel
may
bad
be
for
the toxic
laughing.
one this
Barry
episode.
Lee's bringing it for us.
Jeez Louise, he the
Okay.
last.
What else?
I got me fit.
What
I
else
got
you
it.
got, Barry?
He done
Right.
he done put that do rag on. He all gutter today. Loosen up that do rag, dog. Calm
Hey
down.
man, I got some shrimp and chicken Alfredo pasta waiting on me, so let's make this quick. Let's get
Oh, look at it, bro.
So let's
This
move on to
do-rag
rumors
crushed
and
velvet.
gossip. So supposedly this album that Drake has pushed back 87 times is now gonna be dropped on the same day as Tory Lane's album.
Tory already dropped his album.
Oh, he did.
I listened to it today. Trash.
Nobody
But
noticed because no
You
one
said it was trash.
Yeah.
No one cared.
Allegedly,
No one cared, bro.
they
Like,
were. I know Tory tweeted about it and was like, "Me and Drake dropping our album on the same day," and then somebody replied to it and was like, "You mean Drake dropping an album and ain't nobody gonna listen to yours?" So that's probably why he went ahead and dropped it.
This is what Drake did. As soon as he saw that tweet, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm pushing it back." Tory talking that shit again. I don't want it. I ain't gonna put it. But
nah,
Drake
Drake
dropped the 3-pack. He dropped a 3-pack of 3 new songs. Tory dropped the whole R&B album, which secretly sounds like he's confessing the whole love story behind the Megan Thee Stallion situation. Where I was just like,
bro, he's still doing that? We still there?
Bruh, I like Tory in his R&B bag only when he does like the chicks tape and remixes everybody else's shit. I think that's nostalgic. I think that's dope. What you're doing right now is like some real not R. Kelly, but you know how R. Kelly makes his R&B songs so detailed where I'm just like, no, I don't even like that. Why are you making it so specific? Don't do that. Go back to rapping. I want the bars where you was having fun.
R. Kelly shit was good though back in the day.
It was,
God.
but man,
it is women. It's
by the souls,
women's month.
by the butter roll.
Women's month.
Everybody's contributing.
Hey, bro, he wrote AJ nothing but the numbers. So, like, I gotta question the nigga that wrote AJ nothing.
Nah.
Exactly.
Remember when Pretty Ricky did that AJ nothing but the numbers song? They got away with that. I'm in 5th grade. I was like, y'all think it's really good.
Nah, they didn't get away with that either.
Backstage underage, it don't matter. Apparently, especially not back in the 90s, it didn't matter.
I was that 12-year-old like, nah, that nigga's sick.
They forever said Busta Rhymes did that shit too. They heard him try to say Busta did that.
And everybody was so shocked when the Wendy Williams situation. Remember they was talking about how Aaliyah was dating R. Kelly. So I was like, y'all didn't watch the Boondocks, huh? Y'all didn't understand what Riley was trying to tell y'all. Right. Off a cartoon, like niggas knew. We knew. Y'all so shocked now.
And we wasn't shocked because we was like, nah, he act like somebody's uncle. Like, you know, you always had that one uncle that came to the barbecue with somebody that shouldn't have been there and they was way too young, bro, for that uncle. You like, nah, what are you doing?
Like that, have you grown type nigga. I hate that. Man.
All right, we done with that. So Bryson Tiller posted a picture on Instagram with Chris Brown. So now there are rumors going around that they are going to be making music together. I don't think it's bad. Anything with
Chris
Chris
in the bag
Brown,
right now, though, man. Like that little album he did with whatchamacallits, that was a slapper.
Who?
With shoot, I can't even Young Thug, bro.
You talking about Chris Brown?
Yeah, man, Young Thug album, that was nice, bro. Like he in his bag.
I actually listened to that, guys. Be proud.
It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
A lot of the stuff, a lot of it sounded like the same song over and over though to me.
Nah, it's just because Young Thug be sounding the same. You know what he does, bro. Like, I fuck with him.
Brag about Brett. But honestly, you put the energy of Chris Brown and Bryson Tiller is almost like the same person in a sense of just being
real
cool.
toxic, but you gonna dance to it anyway.
That part.
You think Chris is
Brown and
definitely
Bryson
toxic.
Tiller?
Chris is toxic as fuck, and Bryson is also toxic, but he sounds nicer when he's singing about it.
Yeah, I
He
mean, I
sounds
think
sad,
it's dope.
like he's the victim.
That's because he can't sing.
I think.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm not going to disagree with that. Being able to actually sing is no longer a requirement to be a singer.
Wait.
I mean, don't get it
bro,
twisted.
not at all. Bree's
Who can't
100% right
sing?
there.
He makes amazing music all the way around, but he's not a vocalist by
Go
far.
ahead, Spence.
I mean, it goes for Rihanna. I mean, he's right.
Show him how it's done, Spence. Go ahead.
No, I'm not a vocalist either. So.
Y'all was talking about, we skipped on the Drake thing. You know, they talking about we finally gonna get this Drake and Rick Ross album. Like,
I don't want it.
I do want it, bro. They got hits. They got slappers, especially if it's Justice League produced. I'll take that all day long.
I already know what it's gonna be. Lemon pepper, everything. 40 on the jewels.
So he just don't like Rick Ross. He just don't like Rick Ross.
It's bruh. Like
he just don't like Rick Ross.
I like Ross, bro. I'm here for it.
I like Ross, but man, like that Ross was on the 3-pack. He was on the last song. It was literally called Lemon Pepper. I was like,
Lemon Pepper Freestyle or some shit like that.
Of course.
I mean, bro, if you own the whole bunch of wing stops, you gonna mention their name. My next album gonna have Big Bird.
I don't want you to comment on. I knew it. I knew he was gonna say that shit. I was gonna say I don't want you to say shit with all that Big Bro sauce. He's supporting his brand.
Hey, bro.
Hey, man, look. Little skinny dudes don't appreciate Rick Ross music, man.
Wow.
That's just what it is, man.
I wasn't always skinny. First of all, I remember being a chubby guy, but understanding. I like
this nigga's chubby was 165, bro.
My heaviest weight was 205. Thank you very much. I'm 160.
205? Boy,
yes.
Go to hell.
Why? You're coming back skinnier for all the heat. Yes, absolutely.
205. Boy, stop.
But no, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. I think with Rick Ross, it's like, we get it. You're telling us everything that you used to do. It's kind of like the Florida version of Jay-Z, honestly. The shit that you used to do is not the shit you do now. And at the same time, you still kicking that same flow.
Oh, but he talks about a whole bunch of stuff that he's doing now. I mean, he made a song about buying up the block. And I mean, it was him and 2 Chainz talking about literally buying up the land. Like, I mean,
shit.
I think it's good, man.
I think Rose make dope music, man. I'm here for it.
I agree.
Feel it. I mean,
he's underrated, I guess.
Rick Ross in my top 10.
Yeah, Rick Ross underrated, man.
Hey, he's by far the best when it comes to picking beats, bro. Like, that dude's ear for beats is
all y'all favorite fat rappers are getting skinny. Pay attention.
Look, people like to go overboard. Rick Ross is losing weight. He's not skinny.
That nigga is losing weight.
He's not skinny, though.
Fat Joe is Slim Joe now.
All right, so it's time for what I'm vibing to. What new music has been on repeat for you, or classics?
Hey, man, start out. Let's talk about this. I know
what he gonna say.
You know what I'm going for, bro. This
going with Silk Sonic.
Hey, bro, that mother.
I still gotta peep that. I still gotta listen to that.
Nah, you ain't listened to it yet, bro.
I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast earlier today, and they played it, and it was a real 70s vibe, and I caught like a little snippet of it, and I was just like, okay.
They got a video and shit. That's my new favorite shit.
I feel that, bro. Yeah. Real talk. I need this out ASAP.
The question that stuck to me when Joe was talking about it, though, he was just like, so y'all gonna start leaving the door open? Is that what y'all gonna be doing? Y'all gonna be leaving the door open for them to come through? Or is that a little bit more of like an analogy of leaving opportunity open for people to come into? I was trying to figure out the whole segment.
Could be both, but
I think that song's about booty, bro. Like,
I ain't even deep diving.
That's what it's about.
Leaving the door open for booty.
Leave the door open for booty, bro. Like, that's what I think it's about, bro. They coming on in. They coming on in.
Was warm.
I told you, Bree.
Be like that.
You like it, Bree? Have you listened to it?
I actually did listen to it. I feel ways about Bruno Mars taking advantage of his racial ambiguity. So I don't
He
know how
gives
to
it-
feel about
Bruno
'Cause he
gives
ain't
it up to
Talk
But
that
he gives
shit,
it up to us
sis.
every time though.
But he does. Like, I mean, he
You
pulled
feel the
like
same way as
he
Suspense?
literally
I
did.
think I heard that question before.
I do feel that way about
Do
Bruno
you?
Mars.
I don't
When-
feel that way, but it's like I don't know if I really sat down and thought about it. Like, what if this is really the shit and style that he fucks with? Like, Parliament.
24 Karat Magic was all that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Prince, Morris Day in the Time. What if this is really his shit?
And it's been that way.
Versace
Like,
on the flow.
I just don't believe it.
You don't
you ever
believe
listen-
it?
if you ever listen to his first albums always show glimmers of that, man, and he's always thrown back to that. So like,
they didn't.
I want to.
Nah, for real, they did.
Bruno is definitely the cover singer type person.
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
Give you all the classics and still make it decent. Maybe not as crazy as the original, but enough where you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I get it in the sense of like your tours are gonna be amazing. I know like they're waiting on a tour for this. I already know it.
Yeah, it's no doubt. Yeah, the white people love Bruno. I want to hear the argument or the opinion of against Bruno. I want to hear what Suspense and Bree got to say. I want to hear both sides.
He's not black.
I mean,
right?
He Puerto Rican.
But
he never say nigga neither.
he has, thankfully, not that we know of, he has not said the N-word. But he's not black, but he's very careful choosing his words. Occasionally when he describes himself, he claims that he's doing the same thing that white people do. He's
trying to avoid a PR nightmare, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, now you can't say whatever because it's a PR nightmare. This
man, listen,
I don't think that's a white person thing. I think that's just a rich person thing when it comes down to the money you make and then knowing that that's universal. Everybody is coming to your show, spending that money to see you jig and dance and remind them of the nostalgic 70s and 80s. And for that reason, you're not trying to touch bases with specifics. Like, I don't even know, has he supported the Black Lives Matter movement whatsoever?
He ain't said nothing political, bro. He stayed strictly
because at the end of the day, he's an entertainer. The same thing Michael Jordan said when they did The Last Dance and dude was running for mayor and stuff. He was like, listen, I'm a basketball player. If you want me to be political, that time will come. But at the end of the day, my legacy is on the court. So I'm going to keep doing the same thing. That's what I see with Bruno.
I just feel like if you're going to continue to steal and copy and take your inspiration from Black people, then you need to do more for Black people.
He's Puerto Rican, though.
That's fair, though.
And look, none of that.
But he's still Puerto Rican.
He's still racially ambiguous because he does not have a typically Black phenotype. So do more, do better.
Let's hear from Suspense, man.
Yeah, Morpheus, what you got for us, buddy?
Like none of that is not even me thinking about it. Like I remember his early music and his first albums was nothing like these.
It was pop music.
It was pop music. And I also also I know that when that song got really big, that Uptown Funk got really big, he immediately changed everything that he did. 100% of his music today is that song. Let me finish. I'm not finished. Let me finish. Can I finish, please?
Yes,
please,
sir.
let me finish.
Go ahead.
All right. So not only that, when I look with my eyes and see this person, when I see his what he wears for shows and when he goes on tours and stuff, all of that shit looks like a costume to me. That shit, it don't look real. It's like it's not him. It's like when he goes out to perform, he puts on a costume of what he needs to look like with this type of music. And when he gets off a stage, he puts on cargo shorts and a Hawaii shirt and some flip-flops.
Bro, I've seen him in concert, and like his whole band is Black. Like
you can even see when he first came out, he was straightening his hair.
But the thing is like you change as an artist, like you change. And the big thing with him is like what Black people don't realize is they like, man, Uptown Funk got big. He was doing stupid numbers before that. Y'all didn't hear it on. You didn't hear it on the black stations, but nah, I'm talking about.
Nah, we can still talk about the
numbers.
black station. Bro, he had the Nothing on You Girl with B.O.B. That was in
Right,
black.
he had dumb numbers. So like, like Uptown Funk, it's one of his biggest songs, but it ain't his biggest song. Like,
and at the end of the day, I feel like when it comes down to it, yes, it could be somewhat racially ambiguous, but at the same time, we can't really get on his ass of saying like he's stealing from the black culture. Because what other black person out here is doing that right now? That he's going back to decades of something that we didn't even touch. We're not thinking about going back that far. He's doing it because he's good at that.
But you can't be like, well, Bruno needs to do more, but y'all letting Ariana Grande slide, and her whole writing team black, and she ain't putting none of them on.
Nobody letting her slide. I told y'all she don't got no soul. What more do you want me to say?
But then she should still be doing more for black people because she's still. I mean,
she need to go on. She be getting tans and spray tans and shit to look dark when she out and about, and then she do magazine covers and she white as her parents.
Oh, she trying to be Italian though.
This is the only thing. This is the only thing I'm saying about Bruno. He has never gave me a record of saying he's done something so scandalous to make us look like, okay, he's obviously not for black people. I'm not gonna say he's against us. He's got a clean slate and he wants to keep that balance, and I get it. There's like whole athletes out here who, because they just want to be athletes, they don't want to get involved. And I get it. That's your peace of mind. However, yes, there is a whole world that's in turmoil based on the music that you're making has no equivalency of what today's world is.
Big facts.
Clearly. And I think that's where the stress comes in of saying like, yeah, you're bringing us in nostalgia. You're giving us La La Land all over again. But when are you going to get back to that real shit? Like, I liked his first music. I mean, of course, it was like, I'll catch a grenade for you and stuff like that. It was a little more depressing back then. But I get where he's coming from in the sense of like, yeah, that was more modern music for the time being. But like he said, what Verge said, man, evolution is key for artists. If you don't adapt with the times, or at least find your own gimmick in the so-called for him dressing in costumes, it's not going to prevail as far as music.
You know what?
Royalties and stuff.
He could have evolved.
You just made a great point, because that's what it is. It's a gimmick. He took that hip hop gimmick. Every rapper, every singer everyone has a gimmick, bro.
That ain't a hip hop gimmick though. Like that's a 70s, 80s like.
Do you want to know what want to know what rappers' gimmicks are?
That was just 70s and 80s hip hop.
I just said Gucci Gang. Rap shit gimmicks is like a little bit more dumbed down. At least the shit that you're doing is entertaining. You're hitting choreography moves. You're hitting the notes. You're not making a mockery of the shit that you're actually doing. If anything, I could hear this back in like I wasn't born in the 70s, clearly, but it's enough for me. I can say. It's enough where I can say, yeah, this shit is dope. Like, I wasn't even of that time, but I get it. Like, you were a fan of that time.
I'm not saying that his music isn't dope. Bruno Mars' music has always been dope. His first music and the music he makes today. I'm just saying, and artists do go through evolution, but what artists do a total 100% change to a totally different genre of music? What artists do that?
Hey, let's talk about Rihanna. You remember how Rihanna started and how Rihanna is now? That's two different people, bro. All of a sudden, after the Chris Brown thing, she the good girl gone bad. She wasn't talking about no whips and chains.
She was already the bad. They were just forcing her to be good, and now that she has more autonomy to be herself.
Well, her music didn't like Pon the Replay. Her music at that time didn't reflect it.
Pon the Replay is a classic.
Of course,
white artists bait and switch the black folks all the time.
Big fact.
Now that Rihanna's doing it because she's a woman, it's bad.
No. Who said it was bad? But I'm just saying.
Why y'all bring it up at all? Women's month.
Beyonce has had those multiple times.
Back to Riri.
That's where she draws the line. Y'all slander Riri.
Oh my God. Hey, but at the same time, can we act like there's more than one person on this new Bruno Mars record? Can we talk about Anderson .Paak too as well?
Right.
How we feel about him? Because all we know is like he's keeping it real from the gate.
He sounds like himself. I mean, what else?
He's making the same music he's been making.
Yeah.
Okay, so my whole thing is like I believe when two great acts come together to do something like that, it's like one of those things of game recognized game.
Big fact.
When I vibe with you outside of the studio, good music is gonna come of that inside the studio. So I get where it's like I'm really looking forward to the album. That's all I'm trying to point out. I'm really
I am too.
Does that mean he's a sellout?
I'm ready for the album too.
Who's the sellout? Bree.
I'm
Wait
gonna
a
be
minute.
Bree.
That's the
Bree.
question.
I'm gonna
You
be a
just posing
sellout,
the
Bree.
question.
I'm gonna sell out stores, venues, stadiums, whatever it takes. Because if that's Bruno Mars' way of going through life, I'm pretty sure he has some sort of family he has to take
You
care
got a
of.
whole lot of
I get it.
You gonna snort it?
Hey, I'm smart. I'm all right. Hey, if I'm living that life, I'm living that life. Don't judge me.
All right, bro. You riding the
Niggas
pole
gonna
lines,
be-
bro.
niggas gonna
Like,
be
you watch that
Preview,
shit, dog.
standby
on.
preview on
Baby,
Burn Lee.
baby,
His numbers gonna go up, man. I don't
Let's
know.
move on for the question of the day. Does death in your prime automatically make you a great? I feel like definitely
No.
ties in with Pop Smoke. And you, of course,
Yeah.
got the GOATs like Biggie, Pac, all of them people.
No.
Yeah.
So there were some
artists.
We gotta get back to
Yeah.
Suspense's question too before we leave here too about Pop Smoke.
No.
Yeah,
No, it does not.
No, there's been trash acts that died and it stopped there. But when we see people like Pop Smoke, he was ascending up to being one of the not the greatest, but yeah, definitely like Migos level.
Hey, now look at
where you
Suspense.
What's that?
Morpheus says no, bro. Like he's Matrix ain't hearing it, dog. Oh my gosh.
Do people really rock with Pop Smoke outside of New York for real?
I like
Bro,
Pop Smoke.
absolutely, bro. Did you listen to the album at all?
I did.
Okay, like the
My
like
computer's
that
full.
album.
My computer's full of a bunch of Pop Smoke songs. I'm a DJ.
No, I mean
but-
he had played before the album though. That's the whole thing. Like even before this album, they was talking about him. Like so, like two mixtapes prior to this album, they were talking about Pop Smoke, bro. So I give him that. He had two.
But does that make him great? Since he got
I can't give him the great title, bro.
I think he was
He's
destined. He was destined to do greater things if his life wasn't cut so short.
Right.
So I get where they're coming from of saying like, yeah, this is another Nipsey situation. We only got one album out of Nipsey, or actual record label album.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Things a bit different.
I don't.
No. I'm not doing comparisons here, but hear me out. When we heard Victory Lap, we already knew we were in for a ride because he was coming up with more shit after that. But to the fact that his life was cut right after that, that legacy ceased. But the music was still coming. Obviously, they just did the whole side joint with Jay-Z. So I'm saying like okay, so I'm saying it like this, and hear me out. The same way we look at 50 Cent, that was the legacy of that, because the nostalgia of the music that Pop Smoke was making was the closest thing to the same era 50 Cent had.
Big fact.
What?
Okay, I see that.
And it's good that you brought that up, because this is why I disagree with saying he was going to be this great star and all of that. I don't think that was going to happen.
Was he ever going to be 50 Cent's level? No, absolutely not.
And right, so he wasn't on 50 Cent's level, and 50 Cent still is irrelevant in music himself.
Now,
like he was,
when he was in
after
the early 2000s, 50 was king.
After the massacre, no one cared about his music. His music didn't sell. Nobody cared.
I remember that.
They still he still sold,
50,
but
50 Cent sold for 2 albums. And if we're saying Pop Smoke was not as good as 50 Cent, why would we think that he would sustain for a long period of time?
Pop Smoke is in a movie too, so maybe he would have went into acting. He did the same thing too.
So, I got a question for y'all about this though.
I think y'all overhyping Pop Smoke as a rapper.
And this goes to what Suspense says. If 50 didn't finish that album and Pop Smoke did, would it sound the same?
Nah.
You said what?
I feel like
50 did not finish that album because 50 put everything 50 put everything together and found the features and finished the verses and changed the songs. If 50 had not stepped in, would that album sound the same, and would we consider it as good as it is now?
I think we would have had a hand in it, whether Pop Smoke was alive or not.
Exactly.
Think so?
Exactly. The fact that he had those Have Mercy on Me, many men, he was hitting us with shit that 50 was known for. So even if he was dead or not, like 50 was still gonna have a hand in it regardless of that.
I feel like the reason Pop Smoke got elevated to where he was is because he was the first New York rapper to have New York backing, real New York backing. To me, I'm now there's
Bobby
people,
Shmurda?
Not the
there's
first.
people. Bobby Shmurda went to prison.
Yeah, but
Wait a
But
minute.
you talking about, you mean in a
act
long while,
Griselda
right?
don't exist, though?
Yeah, like in a long
In a
time,
while.
like
Okay.
he was the first like big time, real big time New York.
okay.
That sounded like he was from New York.
The fact that New York drill was becoming a thing and he was the face of that, I get it. That's the same thing with freaking D4L and the snap movement with Laffy Taffy. When you bring in a whole new sound in a place that hasn't really been familiarized with, yeah, you're gonna be known as one of the greats because of that era.
I think, my opinion, I think the verdict is still out on Pop Smoke, because is the majority of the world going to feel this way in the next year or two? Are we still have the same feeling and thinking he's great? Or is it going to pass?
But hold on. You can't be like, Biggie don't have enough music to be a great. Now, how in the hell is Pop Smoke going to be a great?
Because Biggie ain't one of my greats.
Yeah, that's a personal thing. Man.
What was the argument there, Virgil?
There's a lot of people who says Biggie does not have enough albums to be considered a great.
I just don't think
he is a great, but he may not be somebody's. He might not be somebody's top five. I think that was the question, though. Does down in your prime make you great?
I think that people overrate people when they die in their prime.
The word we're looking for, we immortalize people when they lose their lives, and that's when their streams double, if not triple or quadruple. And it's sickening at the same time, because I said the same thing back in 2018 when XXX Tentacion lost his life. Everybody became a fan. And I'm not one of the guys to be like, "Oh, y'all a fan now."
That's an example.
I'm gonna let y'all know. Like, I listened to him when he was still alive, was saying, "Yeah, his lyricism is like that."
So, but look, so I pulled up a little information on this too. So it was a 2014-2015 study of death-related publicity as informational advertising, and it says it talks about profitability, retail business, but it said they have two subsets of customers. I think it fits right in with this. So those motivated by nostalgia, which we touched on, and those made curious by the publicity that commonly surrounds the loss of a famous person.
Yes, absolutely.
That all fits in right here. So that to some people's points, for Pop Smoke, I think that elevated him in this time period, even though that's fresh. So I don't know. I think time will tell if people still hold him in the same regards, right?
Go back. Oh, go ahead, Bray.
Didn't he die from Instagram? Because he like posted his address on Instagram or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. He didn't. I didn't think he posted his address. He posted something where they knew where he was, and they went and got it. Like,
no, his address was on there. He Instagrammed the picture of his luggage that had his address on the tag.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, obviously, if you're the notorious gang called Wu, I don't know much about the history behind that, but obviously you had rivals, you had other people that's trying to catch you slipping. So you living that life, you gotta pay the cost for that. I understand, but no, in the sense of like what you're saying as far as like the nostalgia, and then the fact that someone famous. Go back to when B.I.G. died. New York threw a whole parade for this man. So you got to imagine like the one or two gentrified white people that was around the way when they saw that was okay. We're going to dig a little deeper on this Biggie Smalls character, because obviously the blacks had such influence by this guy that we're going to look into it.
Well, I mean, that was different though. That was way different.
How?
Because bro, they had a whole they had two coasts warring. Two coasts like that was crazy. Like, and then
so we're
the way that they died is mysterious. The way that Pop Smoke died wasn't mysterious at all, bro. Like, we know what happened. Like, I don't know what happened.
Days until they found the dude with the Gucci shoes. So
yeah, I think it is different. Like they were saying, but they were, even whether you agree or not, like New York folks were already saying Biggie was one of the greatest before he died, when he died in his prime. So I think they, regardless, they would already been great. People were already saying that.
God-given talent.
It was a debate.
If you have talent, then we can start it like
I
this.
think arguing whether or not he was is a different question.
Well, Biggie actually put out an album before he died.
Right. So did Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke put out an album before he was killed?
Yes. Welcome to the Woo. That was an actual
That is
album.
because the second, yeah, he's right. He did.
But
So everybody's
like
saying
He didn't put out a major
so
release.
everybody's
That wasn't a
saying his
major
first
release.
album isn't his first album.
No,
Well, you
this
know,
was-
like most people, they first album ain't their first album. Like that's the first album to the masses, but it ain't the first album that they've ever released. I mean,
yeah,
that's just what it is.
I can definitely say Pop Smoke would not have had that same mass appeal if it wasn't for his death. Clearly, because you had half of the current pop and R&B singers and everybody on the remixes of these songs you originally had planned for your second debut album.
Yeah, because listen, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you, because I've been having Pop Smoke records a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Before he was killed. Now, y'all, I don't know if you do or don't, but there was a lot of people who had never heard of Pop Smoke until he was killed.
Yeah.
Facts.
And I would venture to say majority of people didn't know who he was until he got killed.
I only knew
And that's like he was
talking about
literally only big in New York when he got killed.
Bro, there are still people who say they don't recognize Nipsey Hussle until after he died.
That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point of he got overrated big time, and he wasn't gonna be a big superstar. No, before he got killed, nobody knew who he was.
Do you
I
still
could play a pop
he was
song.
already, but the movies were already recorded, the interviews, the shows. We've seen all the footage of him. Like, he was ascending, but we're not gonna say what he wasn't gonna be in a sense, because that we'll never know. We'll never know.
Well, hold on, but I'm gonna ask the Spence. You coming from a DJ standpoint of view, bro? Because you was talking about you had the records and you would play them and people just like,
yeah, like if I played the record, like I could play the
I feel where it
record
comes from.
and nobody will know who the hell it was.
I mean, from a DJ standpoint, he ain't. I mean,
but you're playing records in Kentucky.
Yeah.
and listen,
You have very high expectations for the musical range of Kentuckians.
No, I'm just saying that's how you know if somebody is like nationally popular. Like if you only popping in New York, you're not a big thing, or not yet. But when he died, now, oh man, it's amazing, it's great, it's all it is. Like, nah.
All right.
All right, let's
I
keep
think
it
we turned this
moving.
into a Pop Smoke conversation.
Right. Let's keep it moving. We are still accepting listener questions or opinions on the things that we talk about. You can always drop an email to butisitdopethough@gmail.com. Just put listener letter in the subject line. And now we can move on to the album reviews. And let's go, Ackland. What you got for us?
All right, I'll breeze right through this. So I'm doing a album review rewind. So this was one that I did on our lost episode that we can't find, that never aired and came out. And since it's still March, this project was dropped last year, so I'm gonna do Braxton again, make Computed Emotion. So I think we talked about this on that lost episode. But anyway, Computed Emotion. So last year around the Corona time, pandemic first hit, Braxton released this Corona care package, like I called it. I think it was a short, quick, under 20 minutes, 6-track project. What'd you say?
It was a dope project. I liked it too.
Yeah, I liked the project too. I was shocked, honestly, because I thought Braxton was just a rapper. So when I listened to the project, I was surprisingly shocked to hear, you know what I'm saying, that it was actually pretty good. So when I first heard it, wrote up the review, I thought Braxton reminded me of one of the newer singing rappers like Roddy Ricch or something like that. But I actually think he might be a little bit better than him. He was involved with one of the Dope sessions, so I got to, sit in with a few other artists and him on a track. Thought he was pretty dope on that. But overall, good project, dope project. He gives you a bit of into his insight of himself and his music career, which I thought was pretty dope the way he laid that out for us. Lead track, Let Go, perfect example. So, he's putting it all on the line for his music. Key dope for me on this project, like I said, really short. 1010 and My Pain. Those are probably two of my favorite tracks from the project. Braxton had me a little nervous, man, on 1010, like I said before, because he started out with lyrics from one of my favorite Genuine songs, He had me nervous, but he really after that he got into his own shit. I ain't want him to fuck up my Genuine song. So, but overall,
like,
man, quality project for Braxton, man. Y'all need to check it out.
What you think of Cruising?
I thought that was cool.
I like that one. That one was pretty cool.
I
1010 is also.
cool.
I got both of those added on my lot. Those are the only two I think I grabbed from that. But yeah, man, just to chime in on what you're saying, Braxton's an artist, bro. Like when you go through someone who's a singer, someone who's a rapper, and then someone who's an artist that just fills in whatever gap you're looking for of just being an all-around talented individual. That is Braxton, and I respect him, man. We actually got some music coming out soon, so be on the lookout.
Oh, that's what's up. So, question of the day: is it dope though? I thought it was. He got a 7 for this project. 7 out of 10.
We getting higher. The number is getting higher. We gonna see an 8, and then we
Come
gonna see
November.
And then he gonna bust out with a 10, and then the world's gonna implode.
Yeah, the wheels are gonna implode, man. I give it 10, man.
I got y'all in the summer, man. Just keep on going up. I'll drop when y'all hit 9 or something. I'll be ready. My time to shine. Time to cash out.
All right, so we finish up the roundup of the Grammy nominees, man. Like we done been through all of them. So D Smoke, J Electronica. We did. I don't even forget.
Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah, we did Freddie Gibbs last week, and we did Royce. So that leaves the king himself, which is Nas. Title album's King's Disease. Man, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Like I hated that Kanye project. I hated that Nas Kanye project. I was awful, just because it didn't fit Nas's style. Like Nas was trying something new. I get it. There's a couple of tracks on there, but that album was awful. And you know, he's doing this whole album is done by Hit Boy, bro. Hit Boy almost can do no wrong. Like this album is fantastic. I definitely see why I got the Grammy nod, man. It sounds like old school Nas. Sounds like Nas with a little bit of new flavor. You know, like it's only 13 songs, 38 minutes, but it's impactful. And like this is some of the best like Nas rap that we've heard in a long time, man. It's really well put together. It's really cohesive. I mean, it's your same typical Nas talking about black excellence, black girl lost, you know, all of that stuff. You know, he talks about his relationship woes, man. He got a song called Replace Me with Big Sean, bro, where basically it was almost like Big Sean was talking about Jhené, but hey, we just go, you know, whatever. It's really, really dope, man. It's a mixture of I Rule the World Nas and you know, that Nostradamus Nas to where he was a little bit more braggadocious. Like the balance is really good. And Hit Boy did his thing. The biggest thing, you know, on this record, he got a bunch of young features. So he got like ASAP Ferg, Big Sean. I mean, he got Anderson .Paak,
Don Toliver,
5-0 Fever, whoever Don Toliver. And then he went old school, man. He got Charlie Wilson. Hey, bro, he went and dug the firm up for I don't know where in the fuck he managed to find all of them members at the same time, bro. But he dug up the
was
firm.
waiting.
Right.
It was waiting.
Got nothing to do.
Finally.
And it's actually one of the dopest songs on the album, man. Like, it's really, really well put together. It's crazy. These 5 Grammy albums are something else, man. And like people that say rap's dead, obviously hip hop's dead, are not really checking because this shit is crazy. Key Dopes, he got a song called Ultra Black, Replace Me, song called All Bad, 27 Summers, Full Circle, song called Spicy. Like, there's really not a bad track on this album, and you can listen to it and just ride to it. It's Nas. You know, it's not like the disaster that was the Kanye project. This is far better. You know, to give it a rating, man, we in the upper echelons of rap albums right now. So like, I'm gonna have to sit this one at another 9, man. This shit's crazy. And if you haven't checked it out, you definitely need to check it out. It's definitely in rotation. And it should be in rotation. I mean, he released it in 2020, so definitely check it out. And I would like to see the follow-up, but you know, it's crazy. Like Grammy season was legit. These five albums are on the level of hip hop, like between bars and just production that, hey man, like it's kind of exciting to see because it's been a while. And shout out to them being all over 35 because, you know, they've always said rap is a young man's game. And that's bullshit. Like, these albums prove that it's bullshit. And this dude's almost 50 years old, just like Jay, and he's still dropping knowledge, man, and he's still dope. So, I mean, whatever. Keep doing what he does. So that's what we got. Maybe next week we'll see what everybody thinks who's going to win. I got my personal pick because I still know which one's the best out of. I still feel like there's one project that's better than the rest, but that's probably what we'll do next week.
All right. I thought you was going to give us a 10, Virgil.
Nah. If anybody got the 10, it would have been Gibbs, bro.
All right.
Yeah, we can save this for next week.
Yes, sir.
I listened to Freddie Gibbs over the week, and I don't think they should be rated the same, but we'll save it.
Ooh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Spicy.
Right.
All right, so that concludes this episode. Please follow everybody on Instagram. If you know, the names are there. Baron Lee is literally at Baron Lee because his isn't there, and I don't want you to follow me. So don't forget to follow But Is It Dope Though at But Is It Dope Though on Instagram, and go check out all the blogs and album reviews on butisitdopethough.com.